Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Beloved gods and goddesses, divine beings of love and light. We welcome you to a very special call today. Today is March the 29th, 2020. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful energies that are, just intensely streaming down into our very beings and into Terra Christa. Well, before we get started, I just wanted to let everyone know that, of course, you all know if you've read the news that we have beloved Jared Rand, and of course, we also have a special guest. Her name is Jane Mannette. She's a psychotherapist by background, as well as very, very understanding of the emotional needs of the people now, and she has some insights as well that she'd like to share. So with that being said, before we start, let's go ahead and do our invocation, Saint Germain's invocation of light. So most of you know, just go ahead and get you into your favorite spot, whether it's a floor or a chair, and just begin to relax and doing 3 or 4 deep breaths in. So let's go ahead and get started. Breathe in. Hold and breathe out. And as you're breathing out, you're relaxing. Breathing in again, beautiful, beautiful life force energy through your nostrils, through the top of your crown. Bringing it, swirling all this beautiful golden white light surrounded with beautiful pink. Let that all stream from your head, neck, shoulders, fingers, down your torso, down your legs, all the way down to your tippy toes, and sending it out into the core of Terra Christa. Let's do that one more time. Hold. And just relax. Let unwind. Let go of all the cares and worries presently. Just be in the here, now. Letting go of all the pains, letting go of that monkey thinking that we do sometimes. Chatter. Very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin our invocations from Saint Germain. I am my I am presence. And even though we're doing this individually, the intention is that we are one as we're doing this. I breathe light into my heart-mind center. I am a temple of love and light. I call forth the full power of the violet flame of love and forgiveness to transmute all the causes, core effects, habits, records, and memories of every thought, every feeling, word, or action I have ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, known or unknown, that reflects anything associated with such things as poverty consciousness, victimhood, separation, powerlessness, low vitality, suffering, ill health, disease, misuse of male or female energy, misuse of power, self-hatred, shame, belief in being bad, fear, rage, negative judgment, and prejudice, attachment to people doing things my way, or lack and limitation of any kind whatsoever. So with love and forgiveness as my intention, I blaze the violet flame, precious life energy that has my signature on it in any place and time that reflects anything less than the infinite perfection of my God or Goddess self. I trust my God Goddess self to transmute every speck of my being into the highest love, light, health, and abundance that I am. I ask my I am presence to fill the space with the golden light of God's or Source's infinite love, light, health, and abundance. And in the name, again, of my God, Goddess Self, Mother, Father, God, Prime Creator, and Source, I accept this as fully accomplished, and I know it. And so it is. Breathe in. Beautiful energies, divine energies. Feeling the love, seeing the light. That you are. And thank you all for being here today. And so, with that, I just wanted to say a couple of things before I bring Zorra and Zaraya first, and then Zorra and Jared to come in. So the purpose of our call today is really to bring as many of us together as a collective enlightened family to hear the truth, inspiration, information coming from Zorra as well, and of course Jared, so we can be and we can understand more of who we are and our purpose as the beacons of light for ourselves, our families, and for our brothers and sisters of our world who are yet in the process of awakening or are still asleep. They don't understand that we are in a pivotal point in our existence where all is being transformed physically into the higher realms. They don't understand what is under the layer of the guise of the COVID-19. They do not see the abundance and prosperity that is so close to being revealed. There will be many things to be discussed and understood today, understanding who we are and what we have to do or we must do in service to ourselves and especially to mankind, to humanity, and to Gaia or Terra Christa. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and first of all, let's bring in Zaraya. So Zaraya can just say a couple, we'll see what Zaraya has to say this wonderful day. So, there we go. Well, these, can't wait for the new computers. There we are. There you are. Hey, Zaraya, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
We're really good. We're all excited to hear.
And how is everybody else out there? Are you also going to have Dr. Tom on here later as well?
No, I haven't spoken to him, but let's just go ahead and continue from where we are. What is your message for people today before I bring our beloved Jared and Zorra to come in to talk?
Well, my message to everyone is that, a lot of people have been listening to the news and getting all freaked out about the COVID-19 virus or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that you need to stop playing into the fear, because the fear is what is your destructor. And so whenever you hear or see negative stuff going on the news and on the internet, if you play into it, then by the law of attraction, that's exactly what you're going to get. Same thing. But by not playing into it and knowing within yourself that you are protected against this virus, which you are, because you're gods and goddesses. And as realized gods and goddesses, you can't get sick. So I don't know why people are getting sick, because, obviously they're falling prey to the media, they're falling prey to all of this fear-mongering junk going on. And it is just to pull you down. It's to pull your vibrations down. And you need to fortify, you need to uplift your vibrations, uplift your immune systems to ward off this COVID-19. Now, Zorra is going to explain how it all came about, from the origin of it, how it came about in reality, not hearsay, but actually what occurred to get it started. And so, you know, listen to what he says, because it's very important that you know. And this is direct, coming direct from my father, so it is all truth. There's no hype, no made up information. It's factual as to what transpired to bring the COVID virus into America and other places, because he knows exactly how it came down, and he's going to tell you. So,
thank you. Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, you need to stop the fear. That's the main thing you need to stop, is the fear. The more you alleviate the fear of the virus, the stronger you become to fight it off, to ward it off. When you become fully realized gods, you'll find that you can't get sick, even if you wanted to, because the goddess or God within you will not allow it. And that's what you need to focus on, is the God or goddess that you are, the goddess that I am, the God that I am. And all of you are gods and goddesses, and you're also healers. So in essence, there's really no need for anyone to be sick. But because they play into it and they accept the propaganda and they accept the diagnosis, then of course, by the law of attraction, they're going to pull it into their space, into their reality. And that's what's happening, is that people are pulling it into their reality. They're listening to what's going on the internet, and they're listening to what's going on with media, and they're hearing the news reports about exaggerated levels of death and things of this nature. Understand, no one dies from this virus. They ascend. No one dies. That's the fact. No one is dying from the virus. They are ascending. And they are ascending because their contracts are up. Their time for ascension is here, and they're ascending. They're not dying. They are ascending into a higher plane of existence. And you need to understand that. So no one dies. As my father says, no one dies. Everyone ascends. It's a private thing with every single person. Every single being on this planet has a contract, or their higher oversoul, and they know exactly when that is going to occur. So people that have succumbed to the virus and that have, or not just because of the virus, but also because of pre-existing conditions they already had in the body, which was also weakening their immune system, which allowed the virus to take hold. Now, understand that this is not a figment of your imagination, it's real. However, you can take the potency away from it by accepting the gods and goddesses that you are and the healing capacity that each and every one of you possess. You all have the power to heal yourselves and others. You just have to exercise that power. Remember what Jesus Sananda or Yeshua said. Marvel not what I do, for greater shall you do if you only know you can. And again, he's telling you right then and there that you can do it. And you know you can do it. We tell you you can do it. We've been telling you you can do it. And now you just need to step forth in faith and do it. I have been given the notification for me to stop talking. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to allow my father to come through because he has something to tell you. He's going to give you the origin of the virus. He's going to give you how it came about. He's going to give you how it ended up in America. So anyway, I better shut up before my companion wraps me upside the head. Anyway, anyway, so
I think
well, it's an exaggeration, but you know, you gave me the sign to stop talking. You gave me the sign.
Okay, I will. I just stopped her. I'm going to bring Jared just to say hello, and then I'll bring Zorra through. So we'll give Zorra a minute or a couple of seconds to go in there. And let's just say hi to, let's bring Jared in. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Beloved Jared.
Hi, how are you?
We're so good. We are so
That's
happy,
good.
so very happy that you're here. Okay, so thank you for being here, especially for today, so that everybody all over, as many people as possible, can listen to you, to your wisdom, as well as to Zorra's. So I was thinking perhaps maybe if you'd like to say a few words, otherwise, would you like to start, or would you like Zorra to begin? And both of your lines are going to be open.
I'll yield the podium to Zorra.
To Zorra, okay. All right, Zorra.
Beloved gods and goddesses, many peoples out there who are listening to this call want to know the origin of the virus. Now, I'm going to give you the origin of the virus. It was developed in a laboratory in Wuhan, China, underneath the ground in a laboratory. Now, understand, they were doing what is termed as putting together which are called viruses for the biological warfare, and developing these viruses in order to do that. Now, what transpired was that there was a representative from America known as the Rothschilds, agent from them, have contacted a technician or a lab person developing these viruses. And they were given an opportunity to make a profit. And so they were going to meet in a restaurant in Wuhan, and the person came to the restaurant with a vial with the COVID-19 in it. And as he stepped into the restaurant, he looked around and saw all of the peoples and got cold feet, as it were, and began to turn around to leave. The agent from the Rothschilds grabbed him by the arm. The vial fell out of his pocket and burst on the stone outside the door. And it became airborne. That is how it was brought about and became airborne in Wuhan. And then people from Wuhan, not knowing they had the virus, got in an aircraft and came to one group, couple, flew into Rome because they had relatives there, and Rome, Italy, and that's how it was brought into Rome, or Italy. Another couple flew into San Francisco. And then from San Francisco, after people had contracted the virus, they flew to New York, JFK. And so that's how it ended up in New York. And then from there, well, transportation-wise, it went everywhere. But understand, the purpose of this virus, as I was saying, the Chinese were developing it in the laboratory. The purpose was to eliminate a certain amount of population, because they're under the false assumption that this world can only sustain a certain amount of beings. And that is a fallacy and a lie, of course. But the virus was put into practice for that purpose, to eliminate certain of the population. Now, almost all of the people in Wuhan have the virus. Almost all, because that was the base of it. Now, and of course it has become more rampant in the United States because of the air travel, and brought into several areas of the United States. Now, but understand, this virus will it will rise to a peak, and then it will begin to recede, as all viruses do. When it gets to that point, it will begin to drop. And we see that happening before your summer months begin. So it will go on on its course for a month or two, and then it will begin to recede again. So, but understand, as I'm telling you all, get this fear that you have been hearing from the media, exaggerated levels or exaggerated numbers of people who have come down or who have ascended, and get it out of your mind and understand that you are goddesses and you are gods. Every single one of you. Many of you are realized gods, and you know it. But there's many out there that are not. They do not realize their what's it called, their royalty, their godhood. They have not realized it yet, but they will, because it's inevitable that it must occur. They must know, and they must come to the realization that is so. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I just have a quick question. You've spoken a little bit. You've spoken
go right ahead.
The COVID-19, and what about talking about fear? People are also afraid of 5G. Could you make a comment on that presently?
Understand, 5G has been hyped up just as the virus has been hyped up. But understand that the galactics will not allow what is termed as a 5G microwave weapon to be used. It will not occur. The reason for 5G is to improve what is called as communications. But also, they have attempted to weaponize it as well. And I can assure you that the galactics will not let that occur. Because understand, the world is slated for ascension. And this COVID virus is allowing many people to ascend. And before their appointed time to ascend. But everyone ascends. It's inevitable. Everyone will ascend, no matter what, because it's in their contracts. So, but the 5G threat is not a threat.
So, since the five, okay, so apparently we had heard that there was some radioactive that was sent to the surface recently. I think it was to Wuhan.
Yes, that was done by HOP from a satellite, which is, of course, the satellite now has been disabled, so it cannot be used anymore.
So are you saying then we don't have to worry about 5G?
No, you do not.
Because
the galactics, well, as I said, according to Prime Creator and the Divine Plan, there is not going to be allowed anything that will decimate the planet. And that goes for the virus, that goes for 5G, that goes for nuclear, Holocaust, whatever. It will not be allowed. Okay.
So if 5G already they're trying to do with the 5G what, the cabal has been doing already with the coronavirus, bringing it out. Is there a wave coming in from the galactics to protect us then from all of the waves coming in from 5G? Is that how that's happening?
Indeed. The Galactic Federation has put a field around the planet, meaning that no satellites that have to do with your 5G technology will be able to affect the planet at all.
Okay, thank you.
As far as communications, improving communications, that is allowable. But as far as weaponizing the 5G, it will not be allowed.
Okay, thank you. All right, Zorra, thanks so much for that. I think we would love to be able to hear from beloved Jared Zartok. I love to say that word.
Well, come on, Zartok, and talk.
Excuse me, are you?
That is you, Zartok. Jared.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. It's nice to get, people who are as one. We're all together. There's some things I wanted to share that I think that would be interesting for some people. And let me get my ducks in a row here. Here's some information I think maybe some of you know, but some of you don't. You can pronounce the word amen, or amen, equals Amun-Ra, or Amun-Ra, which was an Egyptian deity. And you can look it up and research it yourself. Latin does not apply to vowels the way English does, so it's not misspelled. It's Latin. So Amen or Aman, A-M-A-I-N, equal with all one's might at full speed in great haste. And so religion equals Ra, legion. Okay? The legion of Ra, the army of Ra. Are you a soldier for the god Ra? Israel equals is, then we split it up, Ra, El, Israel. Is equals Egyptian moon goddess, Isis. Okay? Ra equals Egyptian sun god. El equals father of all gods, God the Father. El equals Satan, /Saturn, /Saturday, /Sabbath. Israel equals Jewish Trinity. Isis equals mother. Ra equals sun, S-O-N or S-U-N. L equals Father. Isis symbol is Columba, Latin for dove or Holy Spirit. Semiramis equals Semiramis equal Whore of Babylon, equal Statue of Liberty, equal Columbia Pictures logo. Most of you have seen the Columbia Pictures logo. She is a whore because she married her son, S-O-N, S-U-N. It's mythology. Isis, dead husband, equals Osiris, Egyptian god of fertility, green man. Now, it's important that, we use a lot of words. They're all frequencies on this planet. And a lot of us really don't know the origins. And a lot of the times you go to look for the origins and they're in dead ends. You go to a dead end, basically. Things have been missed around and changed and so on and so forth. Like government, for instance. It's Latin. Govern, government equals govern, dot, or dash, mentis, or menace. Govern menace, which is Latin, which equals govern, mind, thought, thinking, belief, which equals thought, control, equals mind control. Religion is theocracy, government by religion. Call it Islam. Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism. It's mind control, a prison for your mind. Kneel. Now let's look at the Creator. If the Creator is infinite and the universe is infinite, they must be one and the same. Because the only place they can be separated is in your imagination, fantasy, not reality. Okay? Because we're all one. We're all connected. We always will be. Now, if E equals mc squared, and everything in the universe has mass, then everything in the universe, including thought, logos, is made of energy. Now, the Creator is all, and all is energy. And energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transmuted, change forms. Evil. The Creator loves creation, and that includes all of us. The bad we see is manifested by ourselves. Stop that. And I've been working on that with many people to stop bringing into reality, creating into reality, the very thing that we fear. We create evil by playing the dark frequency. We lower into the dark matter frequency. This is how we create evil. Now, deception, which we all are familiar with, there is a fundamental flaw in the human condition. Crazy people do not know they are crazy. That might sound a little funny to some people. Crazy people do not know they're crazy. We are made crazy by believing lies, fraud, deception, and false flags, and many other things. Okay? Now, we have been deceived. We are deceived. We are deceiving each other. Now, the way of wisdom, and understand something that we have, all of us are immensely powerful. And a lot of us feel things. And it's very difficult to understand this because of the Draco educational system on this planet and how it directs bicameral minds into certain pigeonholes of authority. Okay? Now, did Yeshua ben Joseph, or Jesus, son of Joseph, teach Christianity or the way? The way, for most of you, is the Tao. Tao means way, translated in the way. Now, his followers were called followers of the way, the Tao. The Tao was created by Lao Tzu. Christianity did not exist at that time. Do you know of any book or teaching called The Way? the Tao Te Ching, the way of wisdom in action. That's what that means. Chinese, Tao Te Ching. Contains 81 parables of wisdom. And you can read them. And I'll give you a few. The Sermon on the Mount are lessons from the Tao. I got a great education. It took me years to get rid of it. I got a great education. It took me years to get rid of it. My mission is to teach truth, not perpetuate the deception of the past. If you profit from it, fine. If not, too bad. So, if you begin to understand that the name of God, I believe in a creator. Do we believe in a creator? Sure, there's a creator. There's always a creator. You're all creators. We're all one. Don't diminish yourself and think that you are minuscule, that you don't have any power. Now, a creator can touch, hear, smell, see, taste. Real as it gets. And remember, we're all supreme reality. I do not know his name because he does not serve me. Do we serve? We serve ourselves, we serve each other. So yes, we do serve. Do we serve the Creator? Yes, we do. We serve ourselves, we serve each other. We're all creators. Do you call on the Creator? The Creator calls on you. We do both. The Creator is within us. The God within, the kingdom of God, as Jesus, Yeshua would say. We are the kingdom of God, period. We are the Creator. We are pure consciousness. Because I'll tell you something, it all goes beyond everything else. The creation, what is source creation? That which created prime source, creator, God, mother, father, God, masculine, feminine. It is pure consciousness. What creates demons? What creates the negativity? What creates the dark matter frequencies? Pure consciousness. So, the word God is a title. There are many titles for God. Pope, Pharaoh, Caesar, Emperor, King, Devil, Satan, Lucifer, and we can go on. Pope equals Vicar, V-I-C-A-R, of Christ on earth, or God on earth. And if you believe that one, okay, I can sell you some oceanfront property in Arizona. So, you understand, have you ever researched Bloody Mary Tudor, King James, Geneva Bible, religious persecution, or the Virginia Charter of 1606? Now, my heritage, while being in this body, my heritage from blood genetics from this body that I'm in is connected way back. You can read about it. It's on there on the internet somewhere. People researched it. Of my family on my father's side. Mary Tudor burned alive 300 Protestant leaders in 3 years for teaching from the Geneva Bible. King James commissioned the KJV Bible, Virginia Charter in the Church of England, Catholic Light Episcopal. The Protestants fled England for Holland, Plymouth, Mass, and Virginia with the Geneva Bible, not the KJV Bible. King James Version is what the KJV means. Who had the right to America? King James, who never set foot on it, or the people living there? If no one will recognize your independent sovereignty, do you actually have any? When the Pope has meetings with all the religious leaders from around the world, who represents the Protestants? The Pope does. Does the Satanic Pope represent you? So these are just kind of mind joggers for everybody to understand that there is a conflagration, an assemblance of a falsity that maneuvers the civilization into nowhere land. And the nowhere land is a repetitive process of existence. You understand the structures here on the planet. As Zorra was talking about the development of the common cold virus derivative. And basically, you can understand something, and this is a positive for everybody. What you're witnessing, those of you who are awake, what you're actually witnessing is the power, the massive power that each one of the gods on this planet in these bodies have, and I should include beneath the planet, above it and below it. But you feel it, and it creates, and it moves energy constantly, 24/7. So it'll create. And what is it? You and the God within you. And the clearer you become, the more you're able to master the direction. You leave the mind alone. You embrace the heart mind. And the heart mind is many more times powerful than the ego, the mind. Okay? You have the brain, the mind, and you have the ego, which has its own mind, the ego mind. And so when you understand that all of us, some way, shape, form, or another, have created, now this isn't about it, has nothing to do with the guilt and sin which doesn't exist, all of these things that happen on this planet. It is a massive lifting, a decision, a choice, a choosing by those inhabiting physical form to shift the planet all the way into higher dimensional frequency. We are constantly ascending. Understand that. And that is by choice. It isn't by edict. It isn't by order. It is by choice. You have the direction and to choose. As soon as you start to discover who and what you are, and this is all connected to all that's going on right now. This cannot and would not have happened had the collective consciousness of this planet not gotten to a point of clarity and consciousness and been able to levitate itself right out of 3D garbage. See? And the real crucial element here is that you may be a part of this dimensional frequency that we're in here, this debauchery going on the planet, this deception. You may be, okay, but you don't participate in it. You're not attached to it. You see what I mean? It doesn't affect you like it would Sammy down the street, who's worried to death with his family that of catching this basically really contrived, accelerated cover, and it is a cover, okay? Now, I don't denote that people can catch a cold, can be a severe cold, and depending on their physical body, their immune system, their health, they can leave the body, right? That happens every day on this planet. Now, we aren't, literally thousands and thousands, millions a year leave the body because of the body gets infected. It has some kinds of issues, diseases, and viruses, bacteriums, and all of these things generate a mass exodus out of the body into God form. So when we look at all of this and we start to understand it in our own way, in our own choosing, in our own direction, we begin to realize that I am the director. I am the artist. I am the sculptor. I am the painter. I am the conductor of the orchestra. I am the orchestra. So it has always been in our authority as part of the one, source creation, pure consciousness, that we begin to realize that all of this stuff throughout the centuries and the millennia, all these factors that were impressed upon the population of civilization, at least the surface world, has come full circle. Because you've often heard me talk about the bicameral. If you don't know what that means, it means that the civilization forever, up until about 3,000 years ago, and even though it became conscious, this is very important. If it became conscious 3,000 years ago, it was tricked by some of the civilization's leaders at the time into staying bicameral. And bicameral means this: you cannot think for yourself. You cannot lead yourself. You cannot govern yourself. You cannot create value for yourself. You cannot build wealth for yourself and others. And that's bicameral, and it means the right and left brain actually talk to each other. People hear voices. God told me to do it, or Satan or Lucifer told me to do it. I had no control over it. It's a proven fact in the quantum science arena that the brain, left and right hemisphere, or left and right brain, actually communicates electrical impulses and verbalizes to you hearing voices. And how many people have you come across that hear voices? And people say, well, how do I know what bicameral is? Look at the civilization right in this now, okay? And you will see a light version of bicameral. When you're told what to do, and you're led, and you're governed, you are not conscious in the direction of saying, I think for myself, I lead myself, I govern myself, I create value for myself, and I build wealth for myself and a civilization. Wealth contains many things. So when you look at this current, right now on this planet, what's going on, what's happening, when you realize that we collectively created it, and it's not about blaming anybody, it's about the knowledge of knowing. It's the knowing that is the release, the opening for this civilization to finally completely wake up across the board and embrace its consciousness. Now, this is what's happening because 20 years ago, you would not even see a glimmer of any of this craziness that's happening. And when I say it's a cover, and I understand that there are people getting sick every day, but it isn't about this lab-created demon that is purging the planet of life. It is basically a cover. What is it a cover of? It is the transference of wealth to the civilization of planet Earth. And when I'm talking about the civilization of planet Earth, I am talking about the people, not the governments. It's the people. It is you. It is me. It is all of us. It's those that live in boxes, that are homeless, that are sick, that are broke, that don't have any money. It's all across the board. And understand, and I'm sure a lot of you have discussed this with friends, and intermittently through the journey that we're all on, is that why is it that really good people are always the ones, and have you ever heard this? Have you ever discussed it in your circles? Why is it always the good people that don't have any money, that don't have a lot? Why is it that? Why is it that when people need assistance, it is the good people who somehow come up with the finances to assist others? Why is that? Okay? Well, because if you don't know who and what you are and how to attract that and bring it in to you, because it is an infinite supply. The wealth that is available to the people of this planet, there isn't a number that's been created for it. I will tell you that right now. This facade that has been created for everyone on this planet that they wish to stay bicameral and they wish to govern, control, lead, basically keeps the majority of the population, comparatively speaking, in a financial stressful place. And it doesn't allow the people to understand, we created this. We are the guys that created all of the wealth on the planet. Our ancestors mined the wealth, the gems, the gold, the silver, the platinum, the palladium, all of it. Thousands, hundreds, millions of years. Civilizations with much higher technologies than we have today on this planet. So when you look at what's coming, and it's coming, what I mean is it's been engaged across the planet, not just this country. And when this wealth finally floods the people, it is going to be a real heyday for a lot of people. For other people, it's going to be real scary. For other people, it's going to be confusing. It's across the board, I think one of the best descriptions of all of us in these physical forms are all like snowflakes. None of us are alike, even identical twins. We're all different. And we're all experiencing different things. We're all perfecting. And we decide to come in physical form to perfect, to experience, to have a good time on a God planet that is joyously being literally transitioned into higher frequency. The third D planet will be here. We won't. Understand that. And it will not be this boogity-boogity transition. It will be seamless. It is due to your frequencies and how you keep them. Everything is a frequency. And when you go into hyper-quantum, quantum mechanics, and understanding of all particles of existence, they all have a consciousness. They all decide what direction to go. You can watch it on the scopes. You can watch these experiments. You will see that the particles, even in quantum, have a conscious. Everything is consciousness. We are all pieces of this pure consciousness. And the consciousness creates. And when we all intend, there shall no longer be demons in my world. There won't be. I shall no longer engage myself in low-end frequencies, which is what? We all know what they are. Hate, deception, manipulation, ego, greed, all of these things. We've all experienced it one way, shape, form, or another. None of us are foreign to it, so to speak. We've mastered the understanding, at least, that we've experienced this. And we all know, don't you feel like you're getting ready to graduate with honors, past the PhD level in a celestial existence? It's basically you're to choose to ascend. You're moving out of, looking at, you're not in it, with it, so you cannot see it. You're outside of it, seeing it. You're seeing all of the craziness and the silliness. You're also understanding what a beautiful thing, what a phenomenal transition I am part of. And I had something to do with it through our intentions, through our meditations across the planet, through those inner earth, those assisting, through those outside of our atmosphere, that those who are assisting. So it is a collective understanding that we have come full circle as a civilization over the past several 100,000 years, that it is time for us to move in a higher frequency. And we're creating a God planet. You'll watch, you'll see it. And who's going to be instrumental in doing that? We are. And we're going to love it. And we're going to have a field day, a ball. And if you don't know what a field day is, you remember everybody in school would go out for one day. And they'd go out in the field and they'd all do different things. And all compete, get ribbons and everything, and then have a big, display of food, potpourri, or a potluck type food layout. And that's what this is. And we are moving so much more rapidly than we ever have before. So when you think about this, when you think about money, when all of you think about money, when you think about the root of what it is, money comes from all of us. It is a symbol. We are all wealthy. We're all rich. We're all abundant. But we haven't been able to identify that because we were taught to look outside of ourselves forever. Because it's not there. It's not there. I don't have a God inside of me. What are you, crazy? You know, God's up there. I'm supposed to worship the God. See? And when people pray, they don't realize that they're praying to the God, the kingdom of God within them. That's what they're doing. You imagine the relationship that people are forming with who and what they are, and that the body is a vessel that carries them to experience in physical form, and that you are lifting yourselves as you choose to out of it. Mm-hmm. You're not critical. You are not working from the ego mind. You are in bliss. Every single step you're taking, every single thought, you're in bliss. So basically, the understanding here is that all of the monies, all of the funds, all of this wealth, you're watching it unfold. You're literally watching it unfold. And our direction is, as we have committed to come to this planet and to assist, is to make sure that the entire civilization becomes wealthy, that the entire civilization eventually embraces to think for themselves, guide themselves, lead themselves, govern themselves, create value, build wealth for themselves and the civilization. It means all these technologies we're getting ready to launch. And believe me, when you see these technologies, you're going to absolutely go, wow. It's one thing talking about it, another thing is seeing it in operation. So when you understand the very root, the primer brings everything together. It makes the whole picture, the whole puzzle in your heart minds. It is the primer. What is the primer? What is the key that opens the land of the God? Love. Deep eternal love. Deep eternal gratitude. And this is that's happening, the transformation of the people, of the civilization, of the planet. And it is absolutely accelerating. So, you know, when you're listening to your heart yourself, okay, nothing else, you decide, I'm not going to participate in this. I might be in it, but I'm not attached to it. And I'm just not, you know, I'm interacting with it, but I'm not a participant. And things are changing that way because the people are much more quicker to understand. It says, okay, this is a cover. You've got to have a cover because, guys, just understand something. The majority on the planet are still bicameral, even though they're conscious. So this is why this has to be done this way, okay? It isn't for our benefit. We already, we have a knowing. We are conscious enough and aware enough. So, and we are not judging. We know that this is the way it has to be done. You feel it in your heart, mind. Ask yourself, this is the way it has to be done. So that it protects those who are still in bicameral mode, that are still not thinking for themselves and are not conscious, aware of their consciousness. And this is what's happening. So great cover, wonderful cover. You'll hear Trump, he'll give codes, Easter eggs. You'll hear him talking, and he'll say, this invisible evil, this invisible scourge, you know, and we are returning the wealth to the people. We're giving back the wealth to the people. Never happened on this planet. Mesopotamia, Roman era, Alexander the Great, Attila the Hun, all of it, Caesar, all of it, never happened. As not even close. So it all ends and a new chapter begins. And everything that you know and grew up with is not going to be, period. The central banks are now under the control of us. The IMF, the BIS, all of them are under our control. The Federal Reserve is being melted away. But for those who are not conscious, everything seems normal from the standpoint of the monetary system. So it's all shifted. It's not going to shift. It's already shifted. And we aren't going to 5D. We are in 5D. I'll tell you why. Because if you would not see any of this going on, this craziness and all this stuff across the planet globally, unless you had moved your frequency into 5D to match that of 5D. And remember something, these bodies, okay, I don't know if you've thought about this. We have 5 fingers and we have 5 toes. And we have moved into 5D. And we are getting more and more understanding of what our natural state of being is. Love. Deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude. So you're in it. You aren't waiting for it. And you've had a heck of a lot to do with it.
Thank you, Jared. If we can, we have we have another subject to entertain and like to have your feedback on, as well as Zorra's, and seeing where we are presently and what will be coming up next in this transition is all about, as you have alluded to already and mentioned, as far as all the blessings, all of the abundance that we really are, and that I would like maybe Zorra can talk a little bit first about what we need to do and anticipate in the next few months to help the world as it comes back to some sort of normalcy, so people can feel less fear, feel more comfortable in their settings again, and then go forward from there. So, Zorra, you want to just say a few words on that, and then we'd love to be able to hear Jared's comments on that as well.
Indeed. Understand, beloved, once this illness has passed into the history books, as it is so termed, then, of course, the world will begin getting back to normal. What is normal? Well, actually, it is a enlightened, more enlightened world will be emerging. And, of course, how does that transpire? It transpires in the knowingness, all of your knowingness of who and what you are. And, of course, that is being realized more and more, even today. More and more of you are awakening because you have been to what is termed, you have been what you call, is so termed as a captive audience, so to speak. You're not able to be out working. You're not able to be out in what is termed doing your labor and things of this nature. You're being forced to stay home. So therefore, you are being able to contemplate what is transpiring. And also, you're getting in touch. Many of you are getting more in touch with yourselves and with your families. Before, everyone was going to and fro, and no one knew what the other was doing. Well, now you are being forced to do and be a family, and which is a wondrous thing anyway in itself. And of course, even though it is what you call a suggestion given by your prospective governments to stay home and counter the spread of the virus, then of course you have the families have come closer together, and that is a wondrous thing. The families are beginning to realize there's more out there than a computer. There's more out there than partying, as it is so termed, or going out and and copulating and things of this nature. You are staying home, and you are becoming more of a family that you were meant to do. And of course, that is a wondrous thing in itself. So even though you are being you're what you would normally do, go out and party, or go out and get high, or go out and be mischief and things of this nature, that ability has been taken from you by your prospective governments by saying, stay home in your homes. And think about that. That is a wondrous way to bring your families together.
I think if I could just say a couple of words in regards to bringing people
Of
together
course you can.
and
Go
families
right ahead.
together. I think one of the key things that Zaraya, Billy, and I have at least seen where we are is people. A lot of small companies that are shut down are really putting the effort out to be able to assist each other, in whatever way it is. Even the bars. We're speaking of people, going out and doing whatever they want to do. They can't do that. They don't do that anymore because they're closed down. And so what they're doing is really very positive. It's they're here. They're even though they don't have they can't have people coming in, to gather at the counter and have a few drinks, et cetera, et cetera. What they're doing now is that they're open, but what they're doing is that they have like toilet paper and essential supplies that they can offer and give to people. So they're doing their part to be able to assist in this transition back to normal, sort of normal living. And whatever they can do, they've already got tents out there, to help with the victims, to help people so that they can get tested, the ones that need it. There is much more of a community togetherness coming together, which is, of course, from our own knowing that really helps to bring the oneness, the higher vibrational frequencies at a level where people understand now that they are a global society, and that coronavirus, or it could have been anything else, that this is what's really bringing them to the understanding that we are here to help not just our state, not just our country, but to be able to help others as well. And this is where it begins. I'd like to kind of segue now, Zorra and Jared, if I can, in terms of where we are now. The blessings are close, very, very close. So what can we do once we have the blessings, which is soon to come and to be revealed? What can we do to prepare so that we know what our priorities are as to help to lift the souls, to lift the survival, so that they can now move back into being a thriving community. So let's start there in terms of what individuals can do as a basis of all of this, so people can feel better about coming out. They can feel better that, supplies are back there. But, in the meantime, what can we do to prepare? What do we need to plan? And this is really all part of, preparing for what we're going to do for our blessings, which we already have. Many of us already have the plans, but now we're in the situation. Well, what can we do right now to be able to help others that are around us? So, Zorra and Jared, you want to chime in here? Thank you.
Indeed. Understand that the peoples that are many of them that are not aware of what is transpiring as far as your RV, as you term it, or your global currency reset. Understand, once you receive your blessing, you will have many avenues to assist others. And besides your immediate family and your friends, you also will have overabundance of funds that you will be able to help the businesses get back on their feet and the peoples to get back on their feet, such as maybe assisting them in getting their homes back in order, or such as foodstuffs, or things of that nature, or what you call giving them financial aid or financial assistance. And you will have your teams will be in place to bring this about. So your teams not only will be assisting you, but they will also be assisting the community or the city that you live in. So there's going to be an overabundance of currency or funds. It will all be digital. It will not be paper form. It will be in a digital form. So therefore, you would be able to assist in many ways to assist peoples to get back on their feet. Simple things, such as supplying peoples with food for their homes, or to help them to pay off any power bills and things of this nature. I already understand that Trump has put a freeze on what is called what you term your utilities. There will be no shutoffs of power and things of this nature, because it is a travesty for that to occur. And Trump has put into effect that they cannot do that. So people who are behind on their, what they call their power, they will not be without power. They can do a catch-up afterwards. And you will be able to assist them to do that with your overabundance that you will be receiving from your blessing. And of course, Jared, I want you, if you would, to bring forth some of the technologies that will be coming forth that will also assist in the rebuilding of the economy, as it is so termed, and of course what you call the abundance, your blessing that you're about to receive. You use common sense, of course, and don't go crazy with it. So, but you do what you are going to be able to assist communities. You are going to be able to assist in the rebuilding of the economy of your community or of the town you live in, and that is your mission. That will be your mission, to help to rebuild what has been torn apart due to this coronavirus. Go ahead.
Thank you, Zorra. Zartalk.
You're talking to me?
Indeed.
Okay.
Who else would we be talking to? The wall?
Okay.
Zartalk, it's such absolutely a beautiful, perfect name for you. Zorra, tell everyone, tell Zartalk what Zartalk is all about.
Well, Zartalk is from what you call the 39th universe. Now, what does that mean to many people? Absolutely nothing. But to many who are aware, it is a superior, what you call a superior supreme being of a higher, what you call, dimension. And that is what Zartalk is. But he is also in human form. And so take it away, Zartalk.
Thank you, Zorra.
Thank you, Zorra. I guess if everybody is in an understanding, and I sense a lot of really good frequencies, energies coming from all of you that are in this country and all around the planet. So if you simplify things through your heart, minds, and understand that, yeah, there's a lot of people that are, and this always happens. We all know it. There's a lot of people that are stressing. We all feel it. We are not immune to it. We feel it. We don't really participate in it, but we feel it. And it comes in waves, and sometimes it can just totally shift the course of your day and change everything. And you know, you're kind of going, whoa, what is this? Because if you understand that we're all connected, then you'll understand that it's pretty much the function of the planet and the civilization. One of them. So we bring in technologies. Everybody's heard about technologies. You know, you've got everybody talking about this and that, and inventions and everything. Well, we're bringing technologies in a way from different existences. These are old technologies, and I don't mean to demean them or them being introduced here, but they've been used in other universes, other galaxies, for civilizations. And this is why it's so interesting. This planet, called Earth, has many names through the millions and millions of years. Terra Christa, Gaia. So this planet in a civilization doesn't understand that all of us, we're the commanders and the masters, and then we have a hard time accepting that, some of us. So what we're looking at is that you don't age. Your immune systems aren't compromised. They don't drop. Your body doesn't deteriorate. You don't have all of the things that have been thrusted on this civilization like an experiment in a petri dish. It is basically a total elimination of everything. Remember I said that everything that you have grown to know in those bodies, and some of you who have visited on occasion some of your other lives, is going to not be anything like it's moved into now. And what will come in is that the technologies, and I'll tell you why. How is the money going to end up being gone? How's it going to go? How's that going to happen? You know, we need money. See, there's the residual. We got to have money because that's the way it's set up here. Okay. Well, let's go into another adventure into the unknown. We bring in replicators. What are replicators? Oh, you've seen them on science fiction shows and everything else, and movies and all that type of thing. The rawest form of a replicator, the rawest form in antiquated terminology, is the 3D printer. Okay? Now, China, they've had replicators do 24 homes in 24 hours. But you don't hear that. You don't really hear it. It's always been hidden. So you take a replicator, and I want you all to visualize this. It's real simple. It's fun, and it's lighthearted. So you walk into your dwelling. The dwelling's been replicated to your specifications, okay? And you walk into the dwelling, and I'm giving you this is going to transpire. And it's not going to happen in 2 days or a couple of months, but I'm giving you the new world, okay, with technologies that we understand and we also command. They do not and will not oversee us. Understand that. We've learned that on this planet. So what happens is that the replica, you go into it, and all of a sudden the atmosphere shifts for you, all right? Because it's a bioorganic dwelling. It is a living existence. So it breathes with you. It senses your physical vessel and its needs and requirements. Now, some of which you may not even be aware of. So basically, it comes in. It must ask you first, how is the temperature? And you'll say, it feels good. And it will check you. Make sure that you're not fibbing, all right? So you'll say, oh, the temperature's fine. The lighting is excellent. Where are the lamps? There aren't any. The lighting is generated from the atmosphere within the dwelling, since the dwelling is a bioorganic creation. And it's in harmony with nature, with the ecosystem, with the environment, okay? And it can shift and shape to protect you on surface storms and all kinds of things that happen, All right? Amazing, isn't it? It's being used in other parts of existence very nicely without issue. Now, you have an area where you eat food. You can go food. You don't have a refrigerator. You do not have a stove, unless you're nostalgic. You want to have that, and you want to, like make cookies and stuff and that type of thing. Then that's your prerogative. That'll be there. But you'll go in, you go to a replicator. Replicator will generate it'll generate anything you want. So I'll give you an example. You have a group of friends coming over. You've never cooked before in your life. You don't have any clue about it. So you go to the replicator. You bring up the holographic database. It's all there, categorized. Everything that's ever been created as far as consumption foods on this planet is there. All of it. You need recipes. You can change it. You can change some of the ingredients if you want. Kind of get creative. Become an artist. Right? But anyway, make a long story short, you literally, say you got a half a dozen friends coming over, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. And they all come in, and before they get there, you've tailored what they want to eat. Literally. You've tailored what they want to eat. So it's all prepared. You serve it. It's on the table. It's all ready. It's at perfect temperature. It is perfectly cooked. And the nutrients are super dense for the body, for your body. So it's packed. It's like food that we had on this planet 10,000 years ago. Okay? It's not degraded and genetically obstructed. So anyway, the food is wonderful. Aroma fills the room. People come in, their coats, they put them down, and they come up and says, "We're ready to eat." The finest of wines, if you like wine. The finest of everything. Because we all deserve the best. All of us. Every single one of us deserve the best of everything. And so that replicator is there for you. You imagine that, picture it, because it's coming. It isn't a pipe dream. This is coming to this civilization. And it will change the surface of the planet. Why? We will not have to farm hectares of land. Thousands and thousands of acres. We can turn them into parks. We can put waterways in. We can enhance the area, create a haven, a paradise for us to experience on. And so the replicator comes in. Now, okay, and understand, as you're in this dwelling, it's a bioorganic existence, a creation. So you say, okay, you go, let's say you're 70, and you say to yourself, I think I'm ready to reatomize myself. So you do is you go into this room, and it is healing room, whatever you want to call it, but it's dedicated to the celestial chamber. Celestial chamber is about 9 feet long, okay, and it needs a room of its own. Now we've got mock-up pictures of it where we moved. We had a setup, we had a stage, and we moved it into a dining room, or in place of the dining room table, so people could get an idea of its aesthetics. People like aesthetics, and it doesn't look anything like, due to our choosing, a medical device. It really doesn't. It's really pretty. It's got a little burgundy. We've got colors added to it, that type of thing, and it looks interesting, to say the least. It blends in. So anyway, it's in the room, and you go in there, and it has a holographic imaging that will automatically throw up in the air, and it will scan you. And it will say, would you like a full reatomization of your biological vessel? And you can say yes. And then, I kid you not, for women, men, or someone who is in a male body but wants to be a female body, okay, or vice versa, you literally will be able to choose everything on there within reason. I'll add that. But you'll design certain things, and then you'll go and you'll understand. You consciously be clear about this, okay? there's a lot of emotional adjusting for this because of the fact that you're 70, you have friends and everything, or 80 or 90, and you still have some friends. There's still around. And you're going to get up out of that thing in 3 minutes, and you're going to be 27, 28, 30. You know, we've had people want to go back to 6, but we just said that's just preposterous. So, and when you understand that if you're missing limbs or you have implants or hip implants or whatever, they're gone because the body it will have no memory of that being in the body itself. They'll be literally vaporized into the plasma field. They won't exist, okay? They just won't exist. So people say, is it kind of like a time jump? What is it? What does it? Well, you understand that your body it's biological, but it's made up of frequencies. It isn't what it appears to be. I will tell you that right now. The bodies that you're in are not what they appear to be to you and how you've been taught, okay? They're kind of a very advanced holographic imaging for your God to be housed in, so it can experience physical form. So the God can experience, taste, eat, whatever it experiences in this life. So the plasma energy field is directed. Plasma is everywhere. It needs to be controlled and directed. So it's funneled and concentrated. We use a tachyon particle field that kind of blankets over it, and it forms like a halo. And it literally reads the entire structure of your body. Every molecule, every atom, everything. It corrects the genetic mishaps that you have contracted from ancestry biologically. Only 10% of that happens with us. 90% is lifestyle. So as you begin to understand that, okay, so I'm going to be remade. In a way, yeah, you're going to be remade, okay? And what better way that you're a creator anyway, and you house a God within the body. So will it affect our God? Heck no. All right? God will be happy because of the fact that you have a new pristine body. Now, another thing that it's going to do, you can have high color changes, whatever, but you're not going to age. Now, that's a decision that's going to have to be made by each and every one of us. You're not going to age. We have decoupled the coding sequence and the molecular structure through the atom at the quantum level in the physical body, so it will not age. It will stay young. The electrical impulses that have been shifted with the cell structure of the human body or the Homo sapien body have been changed. So, like for instance, your skin will not deteriorate. Nothing will deteriorate. You can still break bones and stuff, but your healing has accelerated also. So, in other words, understand we have a self-healing in this body. It's just very, very reduced, okay? So, if you cut yourself, within seconds it's healed. And there's no scar tissue, nothing, okay? It's like your arteries in your body. A lot of us have cardiovascular systems, and we don't know it. You cannot not with everything that the low frequencies have put in the atmosphere and so on and so forth. So what you have is that you'll have a complete restructuring where your body will be better than it was in the beginning, okay? And you will not age, and you'll be clear and conscious, and it'll be up to you what you're going to do with that. Do you want to live to be 1,000 years old, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000? Now, with a cell, with lack of cell degradation and dismissal in the body, you don't have the issue of brain deterioration because with some civilizations, they were able to do certain things with their bodies, okay? But they had problems. They came across issues with the brain atrophying because the body was existing so long. You know, superficially, okay, you could use it's like a hyper quantum collagen concentrate that will be coming out. You can spray your body like you would a a mister, atomizer for cologne, perfume, whatever. But you spray it, and immediately all your wrinkles, crepey skin, and everything disappear. Right? Now, you could do it over and over again, but the cells, you're constantly trying to renew things. And say you have deterioration of muscle tissue and everything. Okay, well, you try to regenerate that. But anyway, it was the brain that was the issue with several civilizations. It would deteriorate to the extent where they had to leave the body. Usually the max was about 1,000 years. Now, that's why this technology of the celestial chamber was developed. That's no longer the issue, okay? So, and I'll give you an example. If you have Alzheimer's, real quick, you have Alzheimer's and so on and so forth, gone. Dementia, gone. Stroke incidence, accidents, gone. Period. So those two things, those two technologies, we got a lot more, but those two technologies, I mean, no starvation, no aging. That eliminates pretty much, guys, right in this now, most of our concerns. Really, truly does. And it frees us up to advance ourselves further, higher and higher frequencies.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jared. It's time for our 5-minute break. And then when we come back, everyone, we'll have about 20 minutes to kind of wrap things up. And, you know, we could probably be here for a few more hours, but we don't have that kind of time today. We'll have to make sure that we have Jared back on our call again so we can continue with our discussions as we move forward. So with that 5-minute break, everyone, come back in 5 minutes. All right? Thank you. I'll put everybody on hold for right now. Thanks. All right. Okay, everybody, we're almost ready to get started again. We'll give Zorra and Jared, when you two are ready, let me know so we can go ahead and get started with the show again.
Indeed.
Jared, are you there? Oh, Zorra's there. Okay. Jared, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What I want to mention is what is called...
wait, we're starting now. Go ahead, Zorra.
Indeed. What I wanted to mention is there is going to be what is called a form of transportation that is going to surpass what you normally have presently, known as airlines. The airlines will be a thing of the distant past, because the vehicles that will be coming forth will be much more efficient, as it is so termed. And, of course, the travel will be not on what is termed as on a pay scale. The transportation to and fro different locations will be free, absolutely free. There will be no what you call airline wars, as you term them, or price hikes or things of this nature, all of that will be a thing of the distant past. And I think what Jerry can elaborate on that quite a bit. Can you not?
Hey, okay, just before you start, Jared, I just want to let the two of you know that we only have 20 minutes because I will be bringing in Jane to begin her part of the call for today. All right, so go ahead. Take it away, Jared.
Now, Zorra, what is it that you would like me to expand on?
Expand upon? Well,
what is it you would like me to?
Your personal, what you call personal transportation. What you term as the scooters, or what you term as the aeroships and things of this nature.
Okay.
Of course, you know, the thing in the airports will be a thing no longer used because they will no longer be needed.
That's and Jane, it won't be a long one. So, real quick, on this planet we have this technology that is stored right now. We're working on introducing it to the council, which is we'll get into that in a later time. But these are we have a 2-seat scooter, we have a 4-seat passenger, I guess you could call it. And then we have some larger vehicles, cargo, package type, large stuff. These are, we started with, we have 2 versions. One is a anti-gravitic drive system. It is powered by a, I guess you could call it, it's a real dense power source. It pulls, it magnetizes the atmosphere, it pulls in the frequency of the energies to power the ship. And you got to call it a ship. The scooter's very small. Scooter's about, excuse me, I would say the scooter is about 9 feet in diameter, okay? And it's for planetary travel. So your understanding here is different. You got automobiles, you've got this poor attempt for electrical vehicles, so on and so forth. But these, excuse me, once they're introduced fully to the civilization, you're looking at a lot of these corporations that make vehicles now across the planet. Will have to shift gears, and we'll give them the opportunity to shift total gears and start manufacturing these until we get into the stage of complete replication. So you'll be able to replicate one of these and have it set in your lift pad, your liftoff pad, because you won't need roads or anything. And these will travel anywhere across the planet in 1,001, safely 15 minutes. But, if you really want to be a daredevil, within 15 seconds, but I don't think that'll be allowed, really. So 15 minutes anywhere on the planet, okay? It powers up. It's just a little light hum. It will eliminate all transportation issues on the planet, period, okay? So emergencies, that type of thing. And then we'll advance the technology from there. But anyway, all of the vehicles that we currently use will be obsolete. And just nostalgia, people will collect combustible engines and that type of thing and probably drive on a Sunday afternoon just because they enjoy it. But there's a whole different experience. We have hyper-quantum drive gravitic. That is interstellar. What that does is it will take you thousands and thousands of light years in a matter of minutes anywhere in this quadrant of the Milky Way galaxy. Obviously, we've mapped certain areas across the Milky Way and its structure and danger zones and that type of thing. That's all in the database of the unit. So do you need to be a scientist to understand it? No. It works with you, okay? You have a hand pad that you slip your hand. It's like it feels wonderful. Your controlling hand in. You just put your hand there, and you think where you want to go. And it will bring up the coordinates. You can tell it, I want to go to Paris, France, at this certain location, da-da-da-da-da. And you can go there. But understand in the beginning, until we get these proliferated through the civilization, you're going to have to find open wooded areas, open clearings, so people won't see us coming in. We can cloak them. You have a handheld device, totally cloaks them, and it is a pass-through cloak. And that's a little different than the rudimentary cloaks that they use here and in the secret space program. This is a pass-through cloak. In other words, you can walk right through it because it demolecularizes the structure of the vessel into a higher density, so you can really walk right through it. You're not going to bump into it and there's nothing there. That's not going to happen. This is pass-through cloaking technology. So anyway, you just aren't interested to have people, think, oh, there's a saucer landed over here, that type of thing. And eventually it'll be accepted more and more with people. But those of us who are conscious and clear and we have certain projects we have to take care of, we have to expedite certain things, then, you'll be able to use it. Two-seaters, real comfortable. The space moves around the vehicle doesn't move. I know that sounds a little confusing, but that's how this works, okay? It bends light, therefore it is a time jump vehicle, but we control the time jumping, okay? And I don't care how talented you think you are as a systems programmer or anything, you're not going to you're not going to hack it. So anyway, you'll go anywhere on the planet, anywhere you want, period, within minutes. Let's say right now you're in Nevada, and you want to take a trip to, let's say, Bali, okay? Down below, connected to Australia, down under. So, boom, you're there. How fast? About 3 minutes. Cripe, you wouldn't even need to take any clothes. You just have the clothes you want in an overnight bag, and just have dinner and kind of hang out on the beach, and then, I'm getting tired. Well, then I'll just go back home. So that's how this technology, we have it. We have assembled several units. They're in an undisclosed area on the planet, and we will start introducing them slowly to certain individuals. So that's just going to tell you. And I understand, guys, we celestial chamber, replicators, and these transports. So there you go, Jane. There you go, Jane.
You caught me off guard, sure.
Yeah, there you go. I told you I'd be a lot shorter. So.
Oh, what a magnificent call so far. Amazing information, just really awesome. Things that we can be looking forward to seeing, and it's already in process of evolving and appearing, we can't see it, just like we can't see the RV, but we know that it's in process. So thank you so much for all of that, Jared. So before we bring in Jane, I was wondering if both of you, Jared, you first, as far as some of the other things that we wanted to bring in, we didn't have enough time. We'll have to do that on another call. But right now, what would you like to be able to share with the people that are listening now in regards to either products or maybe the charts?
The what?
The charts.
The tart?
The charts. The charts.
The tart.
Charts. CHARTS.
Oh, charts.
That's new.
Okay.
Yes,
it
okay.
took a while there. All right. Is it my earpiece or what? Okay. Yeah, real quick. I appreciate you bringing that up. Everybody, go to weareonelightforall.net, and on that page at the top, you'll see a tab that says charts. We have spent months putting these charts together. My personal assistant, Heidi, is a I don't know what the proper title is, but she had years and years of experience with Boeing on chart construction, putting together and she whatever it is, because I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, but she's professional in assembling what you're going to see on the website. And those charts they cover the 12 visions. You'll read them. I would suggest that you print them up and you learn them, okay? Because they cover everything that this planet is shifting to. They cover intent, they cover the visions, they cover the type and form of government. They are absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of information that was condensed on thousands of pages into those. So read them, easy, take it easy. We have people that have put them up on their walls, printed them on photo paper, and so it is a true experience, and people are doing it right now. So
it's extraordinary, everybody. You've got to get to see and then download and print those charts out. And very, very powerful, the details as well as the information. So this is a must for everyone to do. So thank you. Thank you for that, Jared. All right. So we'll talk to Jared again. I know we'll talk to Zorra again, but before I let Zorra go, is there anything else, Zorra, that you would like to say? Oh, hold, I gotta open up Zorra's line. Sorry. Hey, Zorra. Hello.
Indeed, I'm here.
Yes. You have 5 minutes, Zorra, or 3 minutes, maybe.
Indeed. Oh, all right. I think I should maybe allow my beloved Quasar to bring forth my beloved for a moment or two.
Well, she's going to be coming at the end of the show, Zorra, because I've got to get Jane in here in a couple of minutes, right? The other Jane.
All right.
So in regards to, maybe you can just touch base on this. The living situations in Hollow Earth, from what I realize, is that all of what Jared is already saying is bringing out to the world on the surface. We already have that already in place in Hollow Earth and in many other solar systems in the universe.
That is so.
So, yeah, we're behind the, what is that called, Zorra or Jared? We're behind in time. Oh, well, there is no time. So that's another discussion to talk about time, but we won't do that today. So, Zorra, any last couple of words, or I'll just go ahead and let you go, and I'm going to go ahead and bring Jane Mannette in. Okay?
Well, just go ahead and bring Jane through.
Jane. Okay, will do. All right, Jane. I don't know whether I'll be bringing you in now so we can have an opportunity for you to be able to talk about what is happening now as far as how people are responding to the COVID and what can we do in terms of protecting ourselves on a more practical level. So whether it's emotional or whether it's other things that you might suggest for all of us. So let me go ahead and get you in here. So, oops, hold on a minute. I had her number here. Hold on a second, folks. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. All right. Okay. And then I'll go ahead. Let me bring her in, and then I'll just give a little short introduction, and then she can embellish her introduction if she like. All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Jane.
Hi. Can you hear me clearly?
Oh, you sound perfect.
Okay, because I want to. Is this you, Jane? Is this you?
Yeah, this is Blog Talk Radio. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, I just want to make sure that my volume is good.
Okay. Yes, you're perfect. So if I can, Jane, let me just give people a little bit of an introduction, and
Sure.
while you're here with us today, and then also just you can go ahead and expound on some of the things maybe that you have done in the past so people get a chance to get a really good feel for you. So
Sure.
Okay, so Jane Mannette, we've known her through at least one or two MLM companies, and she's an extraordinary individual. Just a little bit about her. She is a psychotherapist. She's a magnificent consultant and business builder. So she really understands how business works. She is also consultant, therapist, business builder. She is a CEO and founder for her business and is able to help others as well with their organizations. And, of course, she's just a really fabulous individual to know. So we're so happy to have you here on our call. I was just telling our people that maybe perhaps, you could give people a little bit of information since you know all about being a therapist, especially during these times of the COVID, as well as what we can do to strengthen our immune system. So, Jane, take it away. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and it's my pleasure to be here. And I just want to make sure that you can hear me clearly. Yeah, you can.
Very, very clearly. Thank you.
Perfect. Again, my name is Jane Mannette, and I'm an executive coach and a rapid transformational therapist. I help people identify limiting beliefs that are blocking them from realizing the life that they want to lead. All of our beliefs were formed by the time we were 7 years of age, and we don't even know what they are. And 90% of our behavior, our choices, our actions, our aspirations, our success, everything about our lives, 90% of it is controlled by our subconscious mind. And that's where our beliefs reside, and we don't know what they are. So what I do, I'm a specialist at helping people identify the limiting beliefs. We go back to when they were formed. We actually see it. And when they were formed, identify them and then eradicate them. And then I replace them with empowering beliefs that are aligned with what they want. For example, if a woman wants to be married, but she believes that all men are dogs and men are not trustworthy, that's not a winning combination. If a person says, I want to be a millionaire, but then they don't trust people, that won't work out. So the emotional and unresolved issues that we had and that were embedded in us as children, long before we knew how the world worked, we're all good boys and girls and still acting out those vows and commitments that we made when we were children. We saw something and heard something that traumatized and upset us, so we made a decision. I'll never trust men, or I'll never trust women, or I'll never confront authorities. I'll never tell people the truth. Or I'll never let people see my real nature. Whatever the choices were we made, those are the things that we're living with now. What I do as a specialist, I'm trained to identify them, eradicate them, and then replace them with empowering beliefs, and it is amazing. But what I'm really delighted to talk about, go on.
Oh, yeah, just a quick question before you go forward. So is the process part of hypnosis then in order to be able to get into the subconscious and finding out what exactly?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a clinical,
yes,
I'm a clinical hypnotist. What we do, just to describe it, we find out what the problem is that the person wants, and then we go and ask. We were so magnificently designed that every single thing that you've ever heard or felt or seen or experienced has been permanently recorded by your subconscious mind. So all we have to do is go back and say, okay, when did this first issue come up? And the subconscious mind, when you're in a state of deep relaxation, the subconscious mind will just go back to that scene. You see the scene, you see who was there, what you felt, what you experienced. what happened, and from that scene, you can see the decisions that you made that are affecting what's going on in your life today. So I'm skilled at getting people to go back to an early time in their life, see it, relate it to what's going on, and make new decisions and form new beliefs that coincide and that are aligned with what they want today. Because we didn't choose those beliefs. They were embedded in us by well-meaning people, faith leaders, parents, grandmas, cousins, neighbors, siblings. We didn't put those beliefs in us. So that's why sometimes you can work so hard at something, and you can work at it, and you do your best, but you just don't get the results that you want. That's because there's some limiting belief that's blocking you from getting the results that you want. And that's what I'm a specialist at. Okay, and today what I'm excited to talk about is how do we manage our lives through all this uncertainty? We're not really sure what's going on or how long it's going on or what kind of support we're going to be able to expect or get, or will we have to be quarantined for long periods of time? Or is it going to just suddenly disappear and go away? We have a lot of uncertainty, and I want to just talk for a few minutes about how to manage yourself, because the reality is you have no one to depend on but you now. You cannot depend on the systems that we normally depend on, hospitals, medical staff, emergency. Those people are totally swamped and overwhelmed with what they're doing, and it's getting worse. So how do we take care of ourselves? How do we be comfortable in our own self-quarantining? How do we relate to other people? How do we get the support that we need? How do we support others in this kind of circumstance? And I just have like a few points. If you want to take notes, that would be good. But the first thing is, if you're accustomed to having a day that's planned, like you go out to work or you have a business or you have a job, then it's really important to plan your day. Because you think, okay, I'm off, I'll just watch TV, and you end up just kind of meandering and not accomplishing anything, because this time that you have with yourself is potentially very powerful. So plan your day, and I say start your day with whatever you believe in, prayer, meditation, whatever you believe in. Start your day with a powerful acknowledgement and connection with what you believe in and what works for you. And then the other thing you want to do as soon as possible is start hydrating with a hot drink with lemon and ginger and garlic and cayenne pepper and fenugreek seeds if you can, because this particular virus or whatever it is that has no defense against lemon, ginger, and garlic, it seems. And the red pepper is to boost your immune system as well. So drink that. I make a big 32 ounces in the morning, and I do it a second time. And every single time you go out, let me talk about that before I get into how to be happy inside. Every time you go out, when you come in, take your clothes off, put them in the dryer for 15 minutes. The heat will destroy it, because this virus lands on your hair, on your skin, on your clothes. And wipe everything down that you've touched. Take a shower. Drink something hot. The hot drink will push it down if it's in your throat. If you touch your face, it's so natural and easy to do, and it's gotten in your mouth, you can push it down. The acid in the stomach will just destroy it. It won't live. And if you've inhaled it, if you've touched your nose, it's gotten in your nose, you can take a hair dryer and just hold it up to your nostrils for 15 minutes, alternating between the nostrils for 15 minutes. If it's in your nose, it will kill it. It has no resistance to heat. So it doesn't like heat, and it doesn't like citrus. And and ginger and garlic are things that cause it to destroy it. And these are things just to prevent you from having it get into your lungs if you have been exposed. The way to behave, talking about preparing yourself for the virus, is to act as if you are infected and that every single person that you come in contact with is infected. If you're not having that level of vigilance and self-discipline, that you're possibly infecting other people and you don't know it, or you could be being infected by other people. When I go out, I wear gloves, I wear a mask. I don't go out. I went out and did all my shopping early. I don't go out very much, but if I do go out, I wear a mask, I wear gloves, I have, of course, a hand sanitizer, and everything I touch, I make sure that I clean it off, and when I get back home, I take those clothes off, put them in the dryer, take a shower, gargle, have the hot drink, and do the nose treatment. Now, that's the most protection I can give myself. So, but back to relaxing, back to do all that you know to do. You know, tie the candle and pray to God, you know. Do everything you can do in your power and then relax. Now, let's talk about that relaxing. One of the simplest ways to relax is to do some deep breathing exercises several times a day. Just pick some times during the day when you want to stop and just stop the noise and just listen to your own breath and just take a deep breath in, and then when you exhale, just say relax to yourself. And you do that about 6 times, 6 rounds, you're going to feel a lot better. There's another one that I recommend that's very powerful. You inhale for 6 counts, and then you hold it for 6 counts, and then you exhale for 6 counts. And when you're exhaling very slowly, you're just telling yourself inwardly, relax, relax, okay? So the other thing you want to do is you want to do some deep breathing. And the thing about it, this is what I want you to really understand, is that don't wait till you get upset to do these things. Do these things on a preventative level, on a daily basis. Do the things that I'm recommending so you don't get depressed, you don't get isolated, and you don't get fearful, because fear is your enemy. It destroys the immune system. It messes up with your endocrine system. It will actually counteract the effects of all the good supplements and the good thinking that you've been doing. So fear can be managed. Number 5, I want you to create something that I call gratitude mirror talk. Every morning when you wake up in the morning, just talk to yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself what you need to hear. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself that you're blessed and you're protected and you're divinely guided, and that you're strong and you're resilient, and you have a positive mind, and that you're faith-filled, and that you just whatever you need to hear, that you're beautiful, that you're strong, that you're healthy, that you're fit, and that you have a great life purpose, and that life purpose is still going on. Tell yourself that you're going to manage this situation very, 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 very elegantly. And just talk to yourself about everything in your life that you're grateful for. Now, I'm talking about shelter and clothes and food and water and some modern conveniences and mobility, and that you have love and you have friendship and you have support. Talk to your brains. Talk to your subconscious mind. Tell yourself what you need to hear, because guess what? Nobody knows exactly what you need to hear, and there may not be anybody around to tell you what you need to hear. So start your day off after your prayer or meditation. Go to the mirror and talk to yourself for a good 10, 15 minutes. At first you feel a little silly doing it. When I first started, I felt so self-conscious years and years ago. But after a while, I got into it. I told myself, you're a wonderful person. You're a fabulous person. You deserve the best in life. Tell yourself how wonderful you are. Praise yourself. Now, let me tell you something. Praising yourself raises and increases your immunity. Good feelings about yourself causes your body to function better. We're going to talk about that a little later. That's number 5. Number 6, you need to eat light. You need to really get away from this heavy American style of eating. You know, I'm from a family of 10, and food was everything. You know how it is in these big families. So instead of having a big fatty meal with meats and all kinds of fried fruits and sauces and fatty stuff for dinner, make your biggest meal in the day your breakfast. And then lighten it up for lunch. And then make your lightest meal ever your dinner. You know why? The body does the repairing and the healing while you're asleep. So if your body has to divide energy between your digestive tract and healing and repairing your immune system, your digestive tract is going to get the energy, because it takes a lot of energy to digest heavy food, any food. So what I recommend you do is just go on smoothies. Like, for example, let me tell you what I've had today. I had my big, super-duper 32-ounce of my hooch, you know, my limes and lemons and honey and garlic and ginger and cayenne pepper with the fenugreek. I used to make 2 things. I just put the fenugreek seeds right in it. The fenugreek loosens mucus in the throats and in the chest and in the adenoids and in the lungs. So that's a very good thing to take. You don't want to wait till you get it to try to treat it. You want to clean your lungs up as best as you can now. So I had my drink, and then I had a big smoothie, a cup of oatmeal, a cup of blueberries, a banana, a piece of pineapple, a papaya, almond milk and a little nutmeg, and that was my lunch. And I'm not hungry at all, because that cup of oatmeal really fills you up, and that cup of almond milk, it really fills you up. And if I want something for dinner, and it's pretty late now here, and I probably won't, I would just have a little soup. So go on smoothies, soups, and salad. Now, you'll feel better. Your digestion will improve. Your mental clarity will improve. But moreoverly, your body will be free at night to heal you, to boost your immune system. So it doesn't matter if you're taking all kinds of wonderful supplements and vitamins if you're still eating like a soldier, like a starved soldier. You're counteracting the effect of all these expensive supplements that we take. So eat light, lighten your fare, And if you want to skip a meal or just drink hot drinks until 2, or just say, I'm just going to go on liquids until 3, do some of that. Guess what? Fasting boosts and improves the immune system. So if you can fast for lunch or fast for dinner, or just have one whole day where I just do liquids all day, that's a good thing, because your survival with this pandemic is not going to be based upon your doctor and his credentials and how good your health insurance is and how fast your emergency service gets to you. None of that's going to be there for you. I have a niece who works in a hospital, and she says she's not one that handles patients. She deals with the administration and the insurance papers and all the documentation. She's in administration. She says 3 times a day she goes to the bathroom and just cries like a baby, because as she walks down the hall, people are reaching out from and yelling from their rooms, please help me, help me. These are people that are dying, and they have no relatives. You can't see them. There's nobody there to hold their hand.
Right.
So once you go to the hospital, you can't even talk to your relatives anymore. So this is your opportunity to prevent getting in that situation. Are we all going to be exposed to it? Probably. 80%, I'm told, of the people will be exposed to it and have little or no symptoms, just a little sniffle or a little cold, and some will get like a bad flu, about 20%. Of that other 20%, about 15% of them will get the flu and they'll get over it, and maybe up to 5% won't make it. Well, you get a chance to decide today. And one of the things that I decided is I'm going to live. I love my life. I love my purpose. I love my life, and I am going to live. And when you're talking to yourself in the mirror, you tell yourself, live, survive this. You're going to be fine. And so take this time to really connect with that inner part of you. I don't know what your beliefs are, but we all know that we didn't just fall out of the sky. We got here some kind of way. We're part of some system. Whatever it is you believe in, commune with that. Another thing that on number 7 is have a list of friends and families that you contact daily. Do not isolate. And if you live alone, this is very important, even if you don't live alone, because you can be with a spouse that's just like you live alone. They're in one room and you're in another room. Have a group of – I know how it is. Have a group of friends. Maybe these are friends from college, friends from your old church, friends from your first job, friends from your previous marriage, whatever. Have a list of people that you haven't touched base with in years. I just got a call from a friend from Russia that I haven't spoken to in 7 years. And it was so nice. We talked for 45 minutes about what's going on and what all this is about, and he had a lot of valuable information to share with me. We just chatted for 45 minutes. In fact, I had to end the conversation to tell him I had to free myself up to be with you. Contact. Do not isolate. Stay connected. Reach out to people. And if you know that there are people that are living alone, and if you know that there are people that are elderly, reach out to them. And don't just say how you're doing, because they can say, oh, I'm fine. That's the social norm. Talk to them about what they made for dinner and what are they watching on TV and what are they eating and what's their favorite thing to cook. Engage them in things about their life. Just don't say, how are you? They say, well, I'm doing okay. And then say, okay, I'm just checking on your body. No. Engage them. Ask them about their children and their grandchildren. What are their children doing? And ask them about their lives and their work and their jobs or their business. Get them talking. Keep them involved. And let me tell you something about giving, and I know you know it already. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you serve, the more you get. So the more you make yourself available to people, that you are there for people to support them. You can't go to their house because you're on lockdown, depending on where you are, but you can call them. And not just text. You know, this millennial generation, all they do is text. They don't even use the phone that much. We folks from our generation, we like to talk. We want the phone to ring. We want the phone to ring. So call your friends, call your family, call your grandchildren, call your nieces and nephews. I call my ex today. One of my exes. I called my ex today, and I said, "How are you doing? How are you? What's going on with you? How are your kids? How are your grandchildren?" And just got caught up on their life. Let me tell you that we were designed to connect. It is not natural for us to isolate. And you know all the research that I know. The more connected people feel, the faster they heal. It boosts the immune system. It boosts their sense of well-being and purpose. So connect. And don't wait for people to call you. You call them. Then they'll get the idea. They'll call you. Now, the other thing is to get a list of projects. You know, all those things you've been procrastinating about forever. I'm going to clean out the closet. I'm going to redo the thing in the garage. I'm going to paint this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of all these clothes I haven't worn for 5 years. This is the time to do those things. Have a project a day. Just tackle a project a day. If it's a project that takes you 3 days, then you've got your project for 3 days. But have something that you can look at the end of the day and say, I accomplished that, whether it's making a cake or reorganizing the pots and pans or cleaning the silver or reading a book. Have a project a day because you need to keep your spirits high. You need to, and we feel good when we accomplish. We feel good when we serve. We feel good when we give. We feel good when we praise ourselves. We feel good when we're acknowledged. And since there's nobody around to do that, you've got to do that for yourself. So set a plan a project a day. And when you've done it, and all while you're doing it, just praise yourself. Oh, I'm such a wonderful person. I'm so disciplined. I'm doing exactly what I said. Well, that kind of self-talk boosts your self-esteem, boosts your confidence, and it boosts your immune system. Isn't that amazing? And in
that is beautiful.
And in fact, fear and gratitude cannot stay in the same place. You can't be afraid and grateful at the same time. You can't be angry and grateful at the same time. You can't be scared and grateful at the same time. So stay in gratitude and just tell every single person that you know and that you contact with that you love them and you acknowledge them and you appreciate them. This is what people need now. And let me tell you, this is the time to forgive yourself. I know you've made some horrendous mistakes. You've made some blockbuster mistakes, if you're anything like the rest of us human beings. But let it go. It's all in the past. You can't do anything about changing the past. All you can change is your attitude about the past. You forgive yourself, first of all, and forgive every other person that's ever wronged you. And if you're stuck there, call me, and I'll help you with that. That's one of the things I'm really good at, helping people release and forgive and get over anxiety and frustration and fear, et cetera, et cetera. So praise yourself. Have a project every day. Just compliment yourself. I'm doing such a great job. I'm just doing such a great job on this cake, on this table, on this garage, whatever the project is. And then turn off the COVID-19 news. Allow yourself 1 hour a day is my recommendation to update in case you need to know anything, but turn it off. Do not watch that news. These people are paid to hype and promote. A lot of the information they're promoting is not really useful or valuable to you. You don't need that in your head. How are you going to get nonstop negativity in your head and then feel good about your life and feel good about yourself and feel good about your ability to tolerate this situation? You will survive. Do you know how much you've survived already? Think about it. Think about all the things that we've already survived and we've come through with flying colors. We're going to survive this, but we need each other to do it, and each of us must take responsibility for our own joy and our own happiness. You've got to pump sunshine now. You've got to pump joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. If it's not joyous, if it doesn't make you feel good, I don't want to say the word because I don't know you that well enough, but forget it. Okay? There's another word I prefer. But anyway, forget it'll work for now. Now right. Number 10 is movement and stretching. Now, There's no sense in taking the most expensive supplements in the world and praying and meditating and then sitting around and doing absolutely nothing. Do a little movement in the morning, just a little stretching. Maybe put on your little favorite dance thing, your little favorite music from the 70s or 60s or whatever, get you going. Play your favorite song on YouTube and just move to it. You don't have to do any disco dancing, but just get and move and stretch. And the reason is that you were probably more active and more out and about. You're probably eating more food than you need. You don't need the amount of food that you were eating when you were more active and out and about. So we probably all need to cut back on our quantity of food, our sizes. Get a smaller plate or start eating out of a bowl to help us not eat as much. Because eating is just one of it can become so unconscious so fast. So movement and stretching daily. Number 11, dance, laugh, and sing. Did you know that dancing, laughing, and singing, and sex increases the endorphins in our brain, which has a phenomenal effect on our attitude. It elevates our mood. It has a phenomenal effect on our immune system. I know you heard the story about the man who was diagnosed with cancer, and he went and locked himself in a hotel room and did nothing but watch cartoons all day. I think his name was Cousin. And he watched cartoons all day and laugh all day. Just laugh all day. When he went back to be tested, the cancer was gone. You see, you are so magnificently designed that every single chemical that you need, your body has the ability to produce it. But it needs a certain environment to produce it. It needs an environment of alkalinity, which is why the lemon is so important and the hydration is so important. But it needs a positive environment, because when you laugh and when you sing and when you dance, you actually are elevating your frequency. Now, I want to talk about frequencies for a moment. We're all electromagnetic beings, as you know. What you really want to focus on is keeping your frequency high. Prayer, meditation, dancing, serving, giving, anything that makes you feel good, that keeps your frequency high. And the higher your frequency is, the less opportunity there is for something outside to invade your body and take over. So this is just medicine I'm talking about, just healing emotional medicine. Number 12, play music that you really love. Update your playlist. You know, organize your Christmas music now and your holiday music and just do all that kind of stuff you never have time to do. Get your oldies out, get your favorite big band stuff going, get your favorite jazz organized. Just update your playlist and have fun. I want you to hear this. Have fun. A happy being is a healthy being. The happier you are, the healthier you're likely to stay and remain. So we don't know who on the phone has already been exposed to it. I assume all of us have been exposed to it. The fact that some get sick and don't has to do with a number of the factors that we're talking about. But you are in control. You can influence your respiratory system. You can influence your digestive system. You can influence your immune system. And you do it by just doing a few of these things. I used to have a private practice where people came in to see me and all that kind of stuff. And I got to be known as the specialist for depression. So everybody in the clinic, they all sent all the depressive to me because I was so good at getting them out of depression so fast. I was so good at it. And let me tell you what I had them do. You wouldn't believe it. Go outside in the sun for 20 minutes. Do some deep breathing outside for 20 minutes. And then I had them do something else. Make a list of 12 things that they love. I mean, things that you love. It can be eating a popsicle. It can be ice cream. It can be making Jell-O. It can be baking your favorite thing. It can be writing. It can be journaling. It can be drawing. It can be playing music, playing the piano. Whatever it is you love to do, have an emergency list of 12 things that you love to do. And whenever you start feeling a little down, and this is why you got to get off the TV and I have to stop watching all this negative news. If you start feeling a little down, or if you just want to inoculate yourself from not feeling down, do as many things on that list of 12 that you really like. So, Jane, tell me, what are some things that you really like to do, that you just love to do? Doesn't matter if it's healthy or unhealthy, but when you do it, you just feel joy. Just name a few.
Oh, you're asking me. I thought you were asking yourself.
I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you. We're both Jane. We're both named Jane. I'm asking you, Jane. What are some things? What are some things that you really love doing?
I love to be outdoors. I love to walk and jog. I love being out in nature. That's probably number one for me. And I think one of the other things I love to do, I love to meditate. I love to talk to friends and family. I love exercising whatever I can. And I really love reading books as well as love music. I love all kinds of music.
So that's about 6 things.
You're the singer. Yeah. You're the singer. You ought to sing for us.
Oh no, I'm not a singer. I wish I were. So listen, you see how she rattled those things off so quickly. You've got now. What I would say, Jane, is I want you to. It's not necessarily in the call, but I want you to, before you go to bed tonight, write down the 12 things that you enjoy most. And guess what? I don't care what happens. If you do those things, you're going to keep yourself feeling good. You're going to keep your endorphins flowing. You're going to boost your immune system. You're going to keep your frequency high, and you'll be able to handle whatever life offers us, whatever life produces us. So make a list of 12 things. Thank you for sharing that, of 12 things, and try to do as many of them per day as you can. In fact, make it like a contest you did. How many of my 12 things did I do today? Oh, I only did 6. Well, tomorrow I'm going to do 7. How many did I only did 4. Tomorrow I'm going to do 5. Just keep it going. Keep yourself motivated. Another thing that I want to really ask you to do is to create we talked about networking with others, but create a buddy list. Create a list of people that you just agree to talk to every day. Maybe they live alone. Maybe they're living in another city. It doesn't matter. Just find it doesn't have to be a lot. Just 3 or 4 people that you agree to talk to every day. You don't have to talk to them for a long time, but just talk about what you eat or what you read or what you did or what you watched on TV or what you're doing or how you're doing it. Don't necessarily talk about COVID-19, but just talk about other things going on in your life, a movie you saw, a great music, when was the last time you went to a concert, who was there, blah, blah, blah. Just chat them up a little bit. So these are people who may be living alone, who may be feeling isolated. As your service to humanity, you don't have to leave your house. It doesn't cost you anything. You can reach out to people. And if you belong to an organization of any kind, faith-based, political, social, whatever, environmental organization of any kind, try to get the organization to create a buddy list so that everybody is looked after. So that everyone, no one ends up being alone. This is not the time to leave people alone. This is the time to include and to reach out to people. And that it feels so good to serve. And now, in terms of some of the things that you really question, was there a comment or question, Jane?
Well, I was just no. You're doing such a fabulous job, with all of your suggestions and recommendations and how to heal emotionally and to stay uplifted and et cetera. So I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. But I would like to make sure that you can let people know, what your website is and how they can go out
sure.
reach out to you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For those of you that get stuck, if you're in a situation where you've got some obsessive thoughts that you can't get rid of, you can't stop thinking about death, you can't stop thinking about what's going to happen to you, you get into this negative space and you can't get out, you can, if you choose, employ my services, and that's not a problem. We can deal with that. For my website, let me give you my website. It's www.clarityconfidence.impact.com. 3 words. www.clarityconfidenceimpact.com. I just produced a product it's a giveaway. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can email me at jane.mannette@gmail.com. I'm going to repeat that and spell it. I'm going to repeat it again. Jane, Jane, Jane.Mannette, MANNETTE @gmail.com. Jane.Mannette @gmail.com. if you want a copy of this, let me tell you about it's an audio that I made, MP3. It's a guided imagery exercise on creating your ideal place of peace and relaxation. I put you in a deep state of relaxation. You can't operate machinery or be cooking or driving when you listen to this, because you go into a deep relaxation. And then I help you build and enhance your ideal place in your ideal environment. And this is a place you go to solve any problem. It is so powerful. And I'm doing it
beautiful.
as a gift to introduce people to the kind of work that I do, and just as a service here, because so many people are anxious. So if you want this, it doesn't cost me anything to send it to you. Just email me at jane.mannette@gmail.com and say, send me the ideal life, ideal place table. I think I call it Your Ideal Place audio, and I'll be glad to send that to you. I will also send a copy to Jane so she can send it to people that she might want to send to that are not on the call. So basically what I'm saying to you is that you're on your own, but you're not alone. The traditional systems that are in place, even now if you got just a non-COVID-19 issue, it would be difficult to go to a hospital because they're so overrun. And I don't know where you live, but anyway, in the areas that I'm aware of, they're overrun. So this is a time to treat yourself like a baby, nurture yourself, pamper yourself, take it easy, forgive yourself, forgive everybody else. Let old stuff go because it doesn't serve you. And if you know you have some problem that you've been suffering with and struggling with for years, and it's still there, of course you need to seek some help, and I'm available. And the one thing about the work that I do, we solve problems permanently and quickly, and normally in less than 3 sessions. That's what's so different. Now, I was trained as a psychotherapist where I saw people for weeks and months and months. Not this work. This work is fast, it's permanent, it's quick, and most people only require less than 3 sessions. So if you have an interest in that, you can contact me about that as well. I just want to now talk about, in addition to this goodness, how do you like what I'm saying, Jane? Pamper yourself, love yourself, praise yourself.
This has been fabulous. You did an amazing job just putting all of this together, and it's just very uplifting. Thank you.
And it's so common sense. It doesn't cost you anything to do this. This is just common sense, but sometimes when we're stressed, we don't think of doing the things. See, you've got to feel good and keep yourself feeling good. You've got to maintain your emotional well-being, because there's nobody that's going to do that for you, not even your spouse. You've got to take responsibility for your own point of view and your own state of mind and state of being. And once you do that, once you say, if I'm going to be happy, it's up to me. If I'm going to survive this, it's up to me. Now, I just want to make a few recommendations about, I talked about preparing yourself and having your hot drinks and gargling and, putting your head over steam of lemon or orange peels and a little salt and a little garlic, and putting your head over with a towel and just taking that steam in for about 20 minutes, just in case while you're out you got exposed to something. You don't want to allow it to get down to your lungs. That's when it's trouble. And it takes 3 to 4 days to travel from your nose to your lungs. So you have some time to work on it. So every time you go out, assume that you've been exposed and treat yourself. Then wipe down everything in the house, all the knobs, everything. Because even when you go to wash your hands, you touch the knobs before you wash your hands. So after you wash your hands, you got to clean everything. And just a plain old bleach and water will do it. Put some gloves on and just clean every surface around the house, and do that several times. That'll do wonders for keeping you in case you accidentally brought something in. And as you know, when packages come in, spray them down, wipe them down with the chlorine and the water. Just wipe them down in case there are any germs or viruses on the packages. In addition, you need zinc, at least 20 milligrams a day. You need vitamin C, I say at least 2,000 milligrams a day. This thing seems to really, really be knocked out by vitamin C. Vitamin E, 15 milligrams a day. You need omega fatty 3. Now, I like black cumin. I like black seed oil. That's my favorite form. And there's omega in there. And the EPA is in there. So you can get black seed oil from Amazon, You can get it from many health food stores, and the oil will gag a maggot. Let me just tell you up front. Buy the capsules. Just buy the capsules. Take 3 capsules a day, just as another way to protect your circulatory system, boost your immune system. And what omega-3 does, it's so amazing. Now listen to this. Omega-3 helps every red cell in the body to carry more oxygen. So imagine, this is the thing that's most threatening to us, being able to get oxygen to our lungs. So you want to make sure you've got some omega-3 and or some black seed oil. The other thing is the things that really respond to it, like oregano, elderberry, garlic, cayenne pepper. And coconut oil. Take yourself 2 tablespoons of coconut oil a day. It's not bad. It doesn't gag you like the omega and the black seed oil. Just buy some coconut, fresh cold pressed. Costco has, a lot of people have it, and just take 2 tablespoons a day. Now you could put it over a salad if you want, but just take it, and that will help detoxify your body and reduce the possibility of being susceptible to a virus. And even if it comes in your body, if you have all this wonderful stuff going on and a great attitude, your chances of surviving were much greater, because you don't want to have to go to the hospital. That's what you don't want to do. And, of course, licorice root and cat's claws, another thing. So the thing that I wanted, before I close, and I'm going to open it up for questions and answers if people would like to have any comments or questions, is I want to talk to you about a product that comes out of Korea. It's by a company called Atomy. And it has a patent, and the patent says it prevents, reduces, and shrinks cancer and tumor cells. Imagine the United States government patent a product that said that, and that's what it does. It's called Hemoheme. And the thing that's so amazing is I want to share with you what that stands for, because it's really amazing. What it does is it boosts the immune system better than anything I know. It's about $92 for a box of 60. You get 6 boxes, and each box has 10 little packs in it. It comes in a liquid form. It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste, so let me tell you that up front. But what it does and how it makes you feel, and how it helps you feel and how it makes you feel in your body is worth that and more. The hemo stands for hemoglobin, which is blood, okay? The H in the H and the HIM stands for hematopoiesis, which is the balancing between red blood cells and white blood cells. And as you know, if something that the body perceives as harmful comes into the body, the white blood cells rush to it and surround it and prevent it from going anywhere. Well, imagine having a product that produces white blood cells for you and increases the red blood cells as well. The I stands for immune system, and the M stands for modulation, which means it regulates your body's immune system. So this is a hemoglobin blood balancer of red and white blood cells for the immune system, and modulates, which means monitors, increases your immune system. This is the most perfect product that you could take. And I take it because, I took it before. I didn't touch bathroom doors before. I didn't sit on toilets before. I always carried something that I used to open the door. And I've been doing this kind of sterile thing for a long time, when I realized how we expose ourselves on a daily basis to things. Like, I used to buy food from the hot table at Whole Foods. And the last time I went there was a couple of weeks ago. I said, how many people have touched this spoon? And God knows what their habits are. I said, oh, no, that's high-risk behavior.
Right.
So I had to go through and look at what is high-risk behavior. Eating from a buffet is high-risk behavior. So a lot of things we may have been doing unconsciously, this situation will change. Life will never quite be the same again. You will only hug people that you're really close to. You'll nod or bow or do the bump, the elbow bump or the knee bump or the foot bump. You will not be shaking people's hands, So we don't know what the new norms are going to be, but we will have to change. And the reason that you are alive, I want you to hear this, the reason that you're on this phone call It's because you've come from generations and generations of people who survived, who made the adaptations that were necessary. They made the changes in their life that they needed to survive. So you come from a long, long, long line of adapted survivors. And that's who you are. You are a survivor.
So, Jane, excuse me, could you tell people how they can get a hold of you if they have questions or else would like to have try that HemoHim?
Sure, absolutely. They can contact me at 954-260-4017. Allow me to repeat that. 954-260-4017. You can email me and say, send me info. I'll send you the link, and I'll send you info and the patent and all that stuff on HemoHim. They sell other wonderful products, too, like natural household products. I mean, think about spending all this money on organic food and organic supplements and then going cleaning your house and bathing with something that's toxic. You know, so when you start thinking about the entire environmental effect on our bodies, and the skin is our biggest organ, and that all personal care, listen to this now, all personal care, makeup, and household cleansers is a totally unregulated industry. Right. And look how horrible the things are that's regulated, the food. Look how horrible some of that is. So every time we use a product, we are taking a risk that it is not healthy and that is not what our body needs. So this company also makes natural dishwasher, house cleaner, washing powder, and makeup and skincare. And I use it all because it's the best. And it's comparable to the most expensive stuff in terms of skincare that they have in France, and it's just a fraction of the price. And, in fact, this company makes the foundation of much of the products that are used at the high end in France. So it's a very special company. I'd like to open to any questions or comments that anyone have, including you, if there's something you want me to comment more on.
Well, no, why don't we go ahead? Zorra, did you want to make a comment at all, or Billy? Otherwise, I had told the people that we were not going to have a Q&A. Jared is no longer with us at this time. We just wanted to be able to get the information out to people, and then they could contact you if they have any other questions in regards to, the HemoHim, or, maybe needing to consult with you in regards to, I can't get rid of this feeling that I've been having for years and years and years. So,
right.
Is there anything you wanted to say just to close your end of our call today then?
I just want to repeat, if you feel you'd like my professional services as a coach or a rapid therapist, you can reach me. You can go to my website, clarityconfidence.impact.com, clarityconfidence.impact.com. If you want information about HemoHim, you can email me at jane.mannette, that's MANNETTE, @gmail.com. And and also, those are the best ways to reach me. But if you need, I don't mind you having my phone number, 954-260-4017. If you something you feel you must contact. No, I just want to say that it's a pleasure to be here. It's always great to be in the presence of beautiful, lovely, lovely souls. And we are all in this thing together, and we need each other.
You bet. Jane, that was absolutely fantastic. We want to really, really thank you so much for being a part of this program and the information and the love that you put into it and what you have shared with everyone. I think that was it was just amazing. It was awesome. We're very, very grateful for you for that, and for you for being here to help us all, move forward and be in love and enjoy, which, of course, as we all know, raises the vibrational frequency. That goes out, helps people to also become at a higher vibrational frequency, too. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Jane.
You are so welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. And just enjoy your life and enjoy this vacation time. Enjoy this time. Enjoy your home. Enjoy all your beautiful things you've worked so hard for. So enjoy your life and enjoy your home. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Bye,
Jane.
Billy. Bye, Jane.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, everybody. I think at this time I'm going to go ahead and bring Zaraya through, or Zorra, so we can go ahead and begin to end our call. So, Zorra, are you still here? Whoop, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and bring Zorra through. Hello, Zorra? Okay, folks, hold on a minute. Let me go see what's happening with Zorra, or Zaraya.
Well, just remember that you are gods and goddesses. That is the important thing right there. When you fully realize that you're gods and goddesses and healers, there is no stopping you at all. You will create the reality and the world you want when you fully realize your essence and your heritage, being gods and goddesses and healers, of course. I'm going to send out a blast of healing, but before I do, I want my beloved Quasar to say a word or two.
You want me, or did you want Zaraya to come through, Zorra?
I want Zaraya to speak.
Okay. All right. Just a second.
Indeed.
Indeed, beloved, gods and goddesses, this has been quite a show filled with
Indeed
so
it
much
has.
information, so much love and energy, so much togetherness, so much oneness. If there are a couple of things for you to take away from our wonderful call with beloved Jared, my beloved Zorra, and beloved Jane Mannette, would be, and my beloved has also stated, that we are all gods and goddesses. We all come from one consciousness of source. We are becoming closer and closer with all of you. All of what is happening now, we are doing in unison. So, everyone on this call, you have been elevated into a higher level of frequency. Feel the joy. Feel the truth of who you are. Feel the immense joy and peace as you share this with others energetically. Or, as Jane Mannette has said, you can go ahead and connect with people. Connect with Mother Nature. Connect with each other. This is your time. This is our time together. Bring the happiness that you feel. That is who you are. Pure joy, pure love, pure harmony. You can realize this now. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. You do not have to wait until May. You can have this now, and it begins with you. It begins with self-love. That's how we are. We always love ourselves. We always love each other, but we always do this equally. I love my beloved Zorra as much as I love myself. There is no I love him more than I love me. No, of course not. all in balance. Everything is in balance. So, my beloved, you want to go ahead? Shall we go ahead and send this beautiful boost of love to each other, to all the world in which we are a part of? Shall we do this now?
Indeed. Of course.
Go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Receive.
5, 4,
We are sending out a healing blast to the world.
To humanity.
Simply say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I receive. And then you say, from the God or goddess of my being, I am completely healed and protected from this virus, and I know it.
It is a no thing.
And you will be, and you are.
Take a nice breath in. Bring that in. Release it out into the world. Feel this beautiful vibrational frequency. Your God essence frequency. A full 5D and more. So be it. And it is done. We thank you all for being here this day in your time. Farewell, my beloved.
Indeed.
And share this with the world. Much love.
Absolutely.
To all. We are done.
Indeed. So be it.